Hello, Wildcat family. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the RISD School Zone. I have some important information to share with you. You may recall that a couple of weeks ago we sent out a survey about the calendar, and I wanted to share the results of that survey and what we're doing based on those results. First of all, I was very pleased that we had 655 responses to our survey. Of those responses, nearly 400 of those came from parents and community members. So I feel like we got a really good response from the community. I want to thank you for that because that was really helpful as we made this decision. When we look at those responses and break them down, nearly 81% of those 655 folks were in favor of the alternate calendar. That's the new calendar. So that's a really strong preference. If we break that down a little bit further, you can see that each subgroup of our stakeholders was in favor of the new calendar by at least a 3-to-1 margin. That's staff, parents, students, and community, all those different groups. So it's very, very strong preference for the alternate calendar. Based on those survey results, I did recommend to the board, and they did approve on Monday night for us to move to the alternate calendar. So I want to go over the details of that calendar and make sure that you understand the changes. We will be communicating this in a lot of different ways over the next few weeks and as the year goes on, but I want to make sure that there's no confusion. The biggest change is our original calendar went all the way through the last day of school on June the 5th with graduation on June the 6th. That's pretty late in the spring to be going to school, a lot later than most of the schools around us. And as you can imagine, the further you go, students tend to be less productive as we move along. So what we did is we took off that last week of the school year. Now our last day will be on May 29th with graduation on May 30th. Obviously, you can't do away with that many school days without doing something with them. So we took 3 of those school days and we moved them to the 3 Fridays right after spring break. So that would be March 21st, March 28th, and April the 4th. Those 3 weeks now become 5-day school weeks. In essence, what we did was we took some days that would probably be very low in value as far as academics, and we traded them for some days that should be very valuable to us. Those also happen to be the 3 weeks right before STAR testing begins, so it'll be a good opportunity for us to kind of review and make sure our kiddos are really prepared. I did also want to note that we do know that this moves the graduation date. We did ask the seniors and their parents to weigh in on that, and of those who responded, which we had 73 responses, of those that responded, 88% preferred that we move graduation to May 30th. So that's what we're doing. It may be good to note that we do have enough minutes built into the calendar that if we did have a couple of snow days or something like that where we had to be out of school, we're still going to be okay. But I also want you to note that we won't be changing the calendar to give any of those days back. If we don't have any snow days, we're still going to go and end on May 29th with the graduation on the 30th. I want to thank all of you for your input. I hope that we've cleared up any confusion that may be out there, and we will continue to communicate on this. If you have any questions or concerns about the calendar, please feel free to contact us here at the administration building. Thank you. Go Wildcats.